Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shri Vasudhi Gaura Bhaktaranda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam, Pangam langayate girim, Yat kripatamham vande Shri Gurundanataranam, Paramanandamadabam, Sri Chaitanyeshwaram. Sorry, little technical problem. Can everyone hear?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat. I think everyone dropped. Okay. Actually, human life is meant for self-realization. I have a question before we go forward. This, whatever I called, they called this. I said Mangalacharan prayers. Our call is happening almost 1 year now. How many of you are interested to learn this Mangalacharan prayers? It will create auspiciousness to you and the people who listen.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Guruji, definitely.
So, if you open Bhagavad Gita, in the introduction, all these prayers are there. Bhagavad Gita as it is, written by Srila Prabhupada. So, that's called Mangalacharan. It creates auspiciousness. That way you can all chant with me, Not that, yeah, that's it. I'm sorry. So, how many of you have Bhagavad Gita as it is in your home? You all have Bhagavad Gita as it is in your home? Written by Srila Prabhupada. Do you have Bhagavad Gita in your home?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So then in the introduction, all the starting from in the introduction page itself, the Mangalacharan prayers are there. Because Bhakti tradition, we don't say anything that, we don't say that I am the doer. I am not the doer. I'm good for nothing. My Guru's mercy, previous Acharya's mercy, Krishna's mercy, Radharani's mercy, Lord Chaitanya's mercy. So you mentioned their grace, because what can we do on our own? When we sleep for 6-7 hours, 1/3 of the day, 8 hours, we don't even know who we are. And when we were born, first 1 year, we couldn't even walk. Then we couldn't speak even for 2-3 years. Parents are very concerned for us. So we should utilize human life to overcome the cycle of, overcome the darkness nations. Ignorance. You think you're this body, man thinks he's a man, woman thinks he's a woman. No, we are not the man, we are not the woman. We are a spirit soul within that. But the soul is longing for pleasure. The soul is longing for pleasure. The soul is stuck in the body. So nature of the soul is to be happy. Anandamaya abhyasat. Nature of the soul is to be happy. But the soul is stuck in the body. So we are trying to find happiness through eating, through sleeping, through sex life, mating, and defending. We try to protect whatever we have by fighting. You know? So the point is, Ushamataji, can you tell whoever is not joined can log out and join? Can I see somebody is connecting to audio. Just tell them log out and tell them to join again.
Sure, Prabhuji. I'll do that.
So, and the power of Kali. What is power of Kali Yuga? Media is telling. Teachers are telling, Hare Krishna. You make money, you'll be happy. Parents are telling, if you make money, you'll be happy. Relatives are telling, if you make money, you'll be happy. The reality is we are not happy. The soul is looking for pleasure. And we have tried everything. Still, we are not very happy. It's coming and going. Amuna Figri. So Krishna tells here in Bhagavad Gita, which is called Gita Upanishad, Krishna is telling, if you really want to enjoy the unlimited joy of the soul, you have to reach out to the soul. You are always on the bodily platform, then when will we experience the joy of the soul? How to reach out to the platform soul? That's what we are in second chapter. In olden days, olden times, what is that? Teacher would impart this technical knowledge. This technical knowledge, Bhagavad Gita. But now, Kali progressed. Just give me 1 minute. So, anyway, let me share the screen anyway. So we'll finish the chapter today. So Krishna is telling, control the mind and senses. Control the mind and the senses. Just give me 1 minute. Tell her to log out and join again. Haribol. Tell her to log out and join again. It's where I'm giving class already. Hare Krishna. So, can somebody read this 66 verse?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. One who is not connected with the Supreme can have neither transcendental intelligence nor a steady mind, without which there is no possibility of peace. And how can there be any happiness without peace?
Yes, can you read it? So, first of all, for you to be happy, you should be peaceful. Mind and senses should be peaceful. So Krishna is telling here, you have to be Krishna conscious to be peaceful. Next one, Amma, read, continue.
As a strong wind sweeps away a boat on the water, even one of the roaming senses on which the mind focuses can carry away a man's intelligence.
Continue.
Therefore, O mighty armed, one whose senses are restrained from their objects is certainly of steady intelligence. What is night? What is night for all beings is the time of awakening for the self-controlled, and the time of awakening for all the beings is night for the introspective sage.
Yes. Can you
A person,
go ahead?
yeah, a person who is not distributed by the incessant flow of desires that enter like rivers into the ocean, which is ever being filled but is always still, can alone achieve peace, and not the man who strives to satisfy such desires.
Hmm.
A person who has given up all the desires for sense gratification, who lives free from desires, who has given up all the sense of proprietorship, and is devoid of false ego, he alone can attain real peace. That is the way of spiritual and godly life, after attaining which a man is not bewildered. If one is thus situated, even at the hour of death, one can enter into the kingdom of God.
Amazing. Thank you, Ma. So, so Krishna, first of all, these 6 verses, Krishna is telling, what is the essence of these 6 verses? Control your mind and senses. People go to temples asking God, give me this, that Baba temple, this Baba temple, give me that, give me this, give me that, give me this. You may get a little bit here and there, then you will continue going there. So give me this now, give me this now. I'm sure you all have seen that. But what is Krishna telling? Actually, 8th chapter Krishna says, first of all, any devatas or yogis, without Krishna's sanction, they cannot give. And why Krishna? If it is not good for you, Krishna doesn't give. Krishna gives you what is good for you. Devatas may give you. Nowadays, devatas are not giving anyway because people are not properly worshipping them. Devatas may give you in the past what you want because you are worshipping them nicely. But devatas don't see whether it is good for you or not. Hare Krishna. So what is Krishna telling here? Control the mind and senses. In Hare Krishnas, we tell, eat only prasad. And we have strict rules and regulations. Why we have strict rules and regulations? That will put you on the platform of Sattvagun. That will put you on the platform of Sattva. When you are on Sattvagun, your life becomes better. Your decision making becomes better. No matter what happens in your life, you are not so much agitated. Then you will become peaceful. Hare Krishna. So what is Krishna telling? O mighty armed, one whose senses are restrained from these objects is certainly man of steady intelligence. The fish. Can somebody please mute? Thank you. Fish, the weakness, what is the weakness of the fish? Does anyone know the weakness of the fish? Tongue. When the fisherman throws the bait, the fish goes to eat there and the bait gets stuck in the mouth, the hook, and fisherman takes it out and eats it. In other words, the tongue of the fish became the cause of the fish death. What is the problem for, what is that? Moth in the fire. Moth. This moth likes fire. Wherever fire is there, moth wants to go and stay close to the fire. But when it goes close to the fire, the wings are burned and it falls into the fire. It's dead. It's burned to death. What is the problem of the moth? The eyes. Then then what is that? Deer, musk deer. Musk deer, from the private parts of the musk deer comes beautiful fragrance. But musk deer doesn't know that the smell is coming from its body, starts searching, goes very far, enjoying that smell, goes deep into the desert, then realizes, the smell is coming from its own body only. But without water, it falls down dead. What's the problem with the musk deer? Its nose. Then what is that? That skin. Elephant, who can control the elephant? But what the trainer does, Mahat, what he will do, he will train a she elephant. The she elephant will go and brush its body against the he elephant. The elephant goes mad just by the sense of touch. And the she elephant, as according to the training, comes and stands next to a big ditch, longing for the touch of the she elephant. He elephant comes and stands next to it, falls down into the ditch, and for 3 months he will not feed at all, and he makes the he elephant slave. What was the reason why he elephant became a slave? Sex life, the touch, skin touch. And a deer likes to hear music. So the hunter plays the music, plays on the flute. So being attracted to that music, the deer goes there. When he goes close, hunter hits very hard to kill it. Hare Krishna. So what became the cause of death? Well, the ears. Hello. So, but if you see, each animal, there is a weakness. But for us, all the senses, eyes, nose, ears, and tongue, skin, they are very refined. That's why people in India, they go for movies. Yes or no? They go for movies, and it's actually a story written by somebody. It's an imagination. They spend a lot of money. I'm sure many of you are also. So many of you love to do that. But what happens? They spend so much money to give an impression it's real. And what happens? They all, young man, young woman, there's a music behind. I can't wait to see you. I love you, that, this. And youth, they think this life because he beats 100 villains and goes with heroine. Subham. But if you wait after maybe 3 months later, after heroine, second movie, they will be divorced because they fight. Correct. You're all listening? So real Krishna is telling, sense control. If you really want to attain perfection, actually these movie stars and all, they're all dead. But the impressions they have created in our minds are still there. Hare Krishna. So we are very innocently, very innocently we bring all this nonsense into our minds, but we don't know how to get it out. How many of you agree?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So I just, what is that? Yeah, you can never get it out. You need to clean it out. It takes a lot of, huge endeavor. You have to chant the holy name for so many years to empty the mind, actually. Of course, we cannot empty the mind. We can only replace the mind. But, with your friends, innocently watch the movie, and that's the impressions of the movie are still there after 20, 30 years. Hare Krishna. So what is Krishna telling? Whatever is the night. Where is that? Yes, what is a night for all the beings? It's a time of awakening for the self-controlled. And the time of awakening for all the beings is night for the introspective stage. Means what? It is not about night and day. Whatever materialists do, we don't go there. Whatever we do, they don't come here. How many of you understood? Okay, movie, party, dance, liquor. No, we don't go there. I'm not interested. Then you say, come for Bhagavad Gita class. We are not interested. Great. Come for chanting session. Come for mantra meditation. We are not interested. Come for service. Definitely not interested. Then what are you interested? Bar and restaurants, womanizing, and what is that? Gossip. That's what they are interested. But we are not interested in that. If we are the body, they are right. We are wrong. If we are the spirit soul, we are right, they are wrong. How many of you understood?
Yes, Prabhuji.
For sure. If we are spirit soul, not the body. As doctors, you must have seen so many people, so many dead bodies actually, if we are spirit soul, not the body, not the mind, they are wrong. They are crazy. If we are the body and it stays only for some time, then they are right, we are wrong, because we are wasting our time. So I have a question for all of you. So who is right? We are right or they are right? Let us be honest. Otherwise you cannot continue. Huh?
We are right, Prabhuji.
We are right. So then we are right means Krishna is telling, be careful with controlling with your senses, Arjuna. They are deadly. Tani sarvan samyamyam yukta siddhamatpara vasenti vasahi asyendriyana tasya pratijna pratishtata. Any one of the roaming senses, they'll cheat you, Arjuna. Even if you try to control the mind, even if you try to control the senses, they'll cheat you. I have so many experiences. Tongue, somebody is addicted to gambling, somebody is addicted to alcoholism, somebody is addicted to illicit sex, somebody is addicted to eating different types of foodstuffs. Somebody is addicted to playing cards. Somebody is addicted to consumerism, going to market and buy. Oh, if you become Krishna conscious, you save a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of energy. Are involved. What is night for all beings is a time of awakening. Where they go, we don't go. Where we go, they don't come. People say, okay, food, Christianity and all, be good and do good. That's mode of goodness, maximum mode of goodness. Maximum mode of goodness. So they say, give money. You give money, you're a pure devotee. No, Krishna is telling so many verses, control your mind and senses, control your senses. So can somebody read the 70th verse? A person who is not disturbed by the instant flow of desires that enter like rivers in the ocean, which is ever being filled, but is always still, can alone achieve peace. Like like see the river, ocean, samundar. Ocean is connected to so many rivers. And the rivers, they dump a lot of water. But because the ocean is deep, ocean is never tempted by the desires. So likewise, mind will be telling, I want this, I want this. Senses are telling, I want this, I want this. Don't act in it. That is their duty. Ignoring is your duty. What do you think? Apurvamanam machalam pratishtam. Okay, this is the verse. Can everyone recite? Apuryamanam achala pratishtam. Can you repeat? Samudramapa pravishanti yadvat. Tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve. Santi apnoti na kama kami. So don't increase your desires and live like a beggar, but decrease your desires and live like a king. Hare Krishna. Don't increase your desires. I want iPad, I want iPad, I want iPhone 12, iPhone this, I want I. You know, still you're not happy. So decrease your desires and live like a king. You know, so Krishna is telling, control the mind and senses, and that's why, you know, on one hand, okay, we have prasad, no doubt, eat prasad, offer to nice prasad, offer it to Krishna and eat it. Come and do service in the temple and discuss Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad with the devotees. Do service. And to control the mind, engaged in the chanting of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So, when you do that, slowly say no to your mind and senses. Otherwise, mind is demanding, body is demanding, tongue is demanding, skin is demanding. On the top of it, movies are telling you enjoy. And relatives are telling you enjoy. Then universities are telling you enjoy, you make money, you'll be happy. End of the day, you're miserable. Correct. What do you think? No? How many of you agree? No?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
That is the way of the spiritual and godly life. After attaining, a man is not bewildered. If one is situated even at the hour of death, one can enter into the kingdom of God. Hare Krishna. So, rather than pursuing of course, we cannot abruptly control the mind and senses. So we need to give them a little bit here and there, no doubt. What is that? Okay, we want to enjoy. Why not? We jump and dance and enjoy. We want to eat prasad and enjoy. Eat rasgulla, gulab jamun, no problem. There's nothing. Offer it to Krishna, eat prasad only. Then, what is that? Do service. Find happiness in service. Find happiness in serving parents. Find happiness in serving devotees. Find happiness in serving Krishna. You know, and find happiness in reading Gita. Find happiness in explaining Gita. Trust me, you'll be really happy. After, you'll be peaceful first. You'll be, because when you come to Sattva-guna, you'll become peaceful. You'll become peaceful. Otherwise, okay, Sunday class is over, very nice. I'll do, after that class is over, I'll do whatever I want to do. Then you're pouring of water on the fire of self-realization. You know, let him tell what he wants to tell. I'll do whatever I want to do. No, it doesn't work like that actually. Sadhana. We need 4 things. Sadhana, Seva, Sadachar, and what else? Sadhana, Seva, Sadachar, Sangha. We have to come every once in a week. Of course, I'm not locally present, but So when you understand this is what I want, every one mantra I chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Every mantra I chant is an eternal credit. Every service I do is render is an eternal credit. And what are little, what is that? When I eat prasad, I make progress. When I read Bhagavad Gita, I make progress. It's an eternal credit. That's how you accumulate you accumulate bhakti credits. Then Krishna says, if you throughout your life you make like this, you maintain like this. And if one if one is the situated even at the hour of the death, one can enter into the kingdom of God. Haribol, Krishna is giving his decision at the end of the 2nd chapter. Throughout your life, you try to control the mind and senses and engage it in Krishna's service. Then if you remember Krishna at the time of death, you will go back to Krishna. Krishna gives in Bhagavad Gita a goal for you. What is that? Remembering Krishna at the time of death. Antya Narayana Smriti. We have written so many exams, but one exam you have to write. What is that exam? Etaman Sankhya Yoga Abhyam Swadharma Parinshnaya Jalmala Parambhamsam Antya Narayana Smriti. You may be an engineer, a doctor, or a professor, or you are a simple monk. Remember Krishna at the time of death. If you can remember Krishna at the time of death, to listen this lecture again, you don't need to come back. If not, again you come back, you don't even, you're not aware of your parents, your previous parents, you're not aware of anything. Head down, feet up, and take birth. 1 year we cannot speak, then 1 year we cannot walk, 3 years we cannot speak. Again, we don't want to go to school, but you have to go to school. Then, so can you believe this world means that the Maya? What is part of Maya? This much happiness, this much suffering, this much happiness, this much suffering, this much happiness, this much suffering. That's my experience. What do you think?
Yes, Prabhuji.
True, Prabhuji.
So always anxiety only. Adhyatmika, Adhidayuka, Adhibhautika, miseries, birth, old age, disease, 4 + 3 = 7. End of the day, I'm better than my brother, I'm better than my sister, I'm better than my cousin. That's it. That's how we compare ourselves and we feel happy. Right. What is a conditioned soul? What are the qualities of conditioned soul? We compare, we criticize, and we complain. These 3 things. And because of you only, my life is ruined. Nobody can ruin anyone's life. Krishna is working through them. Nobody can make your career nor mar your career. You are directly responsible. Of course, childhood parents make some decisions, no doubt. But they're also they don't make decisions. Krishna, Paramatma influences them to make the decision based on your karma.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. So, Krishna here emphasizes on the sense control. But Prabhupada, Swami Prabhupada, he never told anybody, these peace and drug addicts, he never told them control senses. He never discussed with them Bhagavad Gita. But what he did, he gave them an alternative. What he did, he knew, peace, they cannot understand Bhagavad Gita. He gave them prasad. What is America? Salt and pepper and hamburger. Hamburger means beef or pig. So you put 2 bread, two buns, in between a little veggie, and put a slice of ham. Ham means pig. Or a slice of beef. Apply a little pepper and salt. That is what Americans know. But when Prabhupada came, what he did? He started feeding them kachoris, rasgullas, gulab jamun, sandesh, parotas. Wow, they were mad. What is it? We never ate. But see, this is not food. What is this? Prasad. What is that? Prasad.
Prasad.
So they liked it very much. So Prabhupada never told them, because you have to give them a better alternative, higher taste. Then he told them, then when they became addicted to prasad, addicted to eating prasad, then he said, no, that is not good for health. Give it up. But initially he didn't tell them. But he gave them a higher taste. Is your mind giving trouble? Oh, Swami, so much. All right, do mantra meditation. You need a guru, right? Oh, yes. Then you do 16 rounds. No, and of course, he was spiritually so potent. They liked his presence and they reached the 16 rounds. Then they wanted to get initiated. Swamiji, any rules? No rules, nothing. Sure? Yeah. Chant. Actually, initially, if you chant one round, Prabhupada will give initiation. If you say Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, he'll give initiation. Hare Krishna. Nowadays, so tight. 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, you have to wait. One day, Prabhupada asked, who is Krishna? Supreme Personality of Godhead. All right. Prabhupada gave them initiation. Then, Prabhupada actually, especially first batch. So, Swamiji, any rules and we have to give up something? Prabhupada knew Americans, they have to on their own give it up. If you tell them to give it up, they won't. Because Americans are very independent. Swamiji, we have to give up anything? No, you don't need to give up anything. So what we have to do? Chant. Okay, all right, they got initiated. Keith, what is it? Valley, Umapati, Valley became Umapati, Keith became Kirtanananda, and Stephen became Satswarupa, Zain became Janaki, Michael Grant became Mukunda. And for 2-3 months, they were all doing all the wrong things. As usual. September, October, November, one day, Umapati Das, now he's a sannyasi actually. Swamiji, any rules to follow? We have to give up something? Professor, are you sure you can give up? Oh yeah. You want to? Hare Krishna, Lord Chaitanya's grace. Prabhupada said, no meat eating, including onion garlic. No intoxication, including coffee and tea. No illicit sex, no extramarital affairs. And no gambling. They felt like bombs were falling on their heads. But by this time, they were already attached to Prabhupada. They liked the process so much. They loved it. So, no, yes, Swamiji, will follow. Prabhupada said, no frivolous sports also. That wrestling federation, people beat each other, they throw on the grounds, and Prabhupada said those are violent, should not. So Prabhupada achieved this with Americans, ladies and gentlemen. Not with Indians he achieved. But once they became very steady, he never looked back. He went to San Francisco and he transformed them. Then he went to different parts of America. People accepted. What is the basis? Bhagavad Gita. Many people actually left the world. Whoever was initiated those days, So I'm sorry. Many people who were initiated, many people left the world actually. But with gratitude, my life is changed. I no longer become victim to these senses, demands of senses. They're like, what is actually, what is that? Little happiness, gulab jamun, 35 seconds, happiness. But if you have diabetes, it gives so much trouble actually. So if you choose between 35 seconds happiness and 35 hours of suffering, We choose 35 seconds of happiness. Hare Krishna. Do you agree?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
The power of tongue. Hare Krishna. So Bhagavad Gita is very important. What is important? Application is important, not just listening alone. First of all, if you listen, first is understand, listen, understand, apply. It's very important. Application is important. Not like reciting the verses. I also learned so many verses, but I don't know. I never applied in my life. Like a parrot, Apuryamanam achalam pradeshtam. What is the use? Application is important. I want to change. Change has to come from within. Change has to come from within. Anyone has any question or comment? We finished second chapter. We'll go to third chapter to next week. Any question or comment? Today, what did we study? What did we see? Sense control. And of course, what is the weakness of the fish?
Tongue.
Tongue.
Tongue. What is the weakness of elephant?
Sparsha. Skin.
Skin. Sparsha. What is the weakness of musk deer?
Smell.
No. Smell.
Nose.
Yes. What is the weakness of moth? Insect?
Light. Eye.
Eyes. What is the weakness of the deer?
Sound. Music. Ear.
What is the weakness of the human being?
All the
All.
senses.
Exactly. All the five. So, if it's not about learning the slokas, if we do not, we saw the verse last week actually. It all starts with mind. Dhyayato vishayan pumsah sangasteshu pajayate sangha sanjayate kamaha kama krodho bijayate krodhat bhavati sammoha sammoha smriti vibhrama smriti bhram sabuddhinasho buddhinasat pranasyati. We saw that it all starts with the mind. It all starts with contemplation. I want this. Sometimes it 1 minute, zup, zup, zup. I want this, I want this, I should. I want a car, I want to eat this, I want to enjoy this. Sex life, wow. Sometimes you meditate on it a lot. You meditate on it a lot. But still you do it, you pursue it. The senses are wild. Krishna is telling any one of the roaming senses, they'll cheat you. So the nature of the mind and senses, they dump you. They dump all the desires in the ocean of your consciousness. But if you are deep within, you ignore. I'm not the mind. I'm not the intelligence. I'm not the senses. Who am I? I'm a spirit soul. One time, one devotee asked my Guru Maharaj, you want to hear?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Said, Maharaj, I love eating sweets. And I heard brahmachari sweets is not good. But now recently I became a head pujari also, one of the head pujaris. And earlier I had to ask somebody. Now I don't need to ask. I have full access to the sweet dabba, sweet box. And I'm eating every day. But I love eating it. The desire is not going down. Desire is increasing day after day, even after eating all these sweets. What do you think, Guru Maharaj? My Guru Maharaj said, please continue eating sweets, Prabhu. No problem. This is prasad. Krishna is sending it. So nothing will happen. So please, you can satisfy yourself. You can satisfy your craving by eating the sweets because it's prasad, nothing will happen. But don't go outside and eat in the shops. they are not prasad. That will bring you down. So, but eating sweets as Mahaprasad sweets, there is nothing wrong. How many of you like the answer? Huh? You like the answer?
Really great.
Yeah. He said, please eat. No, there's nothing wrong. Because it's prasad, it will purify you. It will satisfy your craving, it will purify you, and you'll make progress. There is nothing wrong eating sweets if it is prasad. But don't go outside and eat. Mahavir said, anybody who has adopted a very extreme type of austerities, they could not continue in ISKCON, he said. They developed problems and they left. So be normal. But of course, we should not, what is that? Whatever is not good for our spiritual life, we should not do it. Pratikulyasya varjanam. Whatever is good for our spiritual life, we should adopt it. Anukulyasya sankalpa. Any question or comment? Otherwise, we'll end it today.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Ma.
Prabhuji, I started reading Ammavadilo book, Prabhuji. ఆ బుక్ మీరే ట్రాన్స్లేట్ చేసినట్టున్నారు కదా ప్రభు. ఇట్స్ అంటే ఫస్ట్ టైం ఐఎమ్ రీడింగ్ తెలుగు వర్షన్ చదువుతున్నాను. ఇట్స్ లైక్ చాలా అమేజింగ్ అనిపించింది ప్రభుజీ. చాలా అంటే ఇంకా నేను కంప్లీట్లీ బుక్ ఫినిష్ చేయలేదు, హాఫ్ ఆఫ్ వే ఉన్నాను. ప్రభుపాదుల వారిని కలవడం వరకు చదివాను మహారాజ్. చాలా చాలా బాగుంది ప్రభు. జస్ట్ ఐ వాంటెడ్ టు షేర్ విత్.
Amma, actually, there was a professor, Vishwanatha Maya. He's a professor, like, what is that? A PhD in Telugu, and he has a master's degree in English. I translated, but he edited it. I told him, anybody appreciates, that appreciation should go to you, because you have done such a great job. But here and there, if you have forgotten somebody's scolding should come to me, but actually he did a great job. He's the one, not me. Trust me. All right. Anything else? Otherwise we'll end it for today. So some of you are coming to Yatra, so you can read Bhagavad, what is that, Krishna book, 10th canto, because Vrindavan is actually spiritual world, replica of the spiritual world. Goloka eva nimasati akhilatma bhuta Govinda Madhapurusham tamaham bhajami. So spiritual world and Golok and Gokul non-different. So I'm little worried because how you will behave. So my request to you all, those of you coming, please be a little careful, because Vrindavan spiritual energy is very powerful. Very powerful. Now every round you chant is equal to 100 rounds. That you don't see the result immediately. But every mistake you do is equal to 100 mistakes, you'll see the result immediately. So you're listening, right? So my request to all of those of you coming or coming to Yatra, please don't criticize anybody. Don't do any dham aparad. As long as you stay with the group, that's fine.
నా యాత్ర గురించి చెప్తున్నారు, మరి ఎంతసేపు ఎందుకు వెళ్ళారు వాకింగ్ కి?
ఓకే, ఇప్పుడు చాలాసేపు స్టార్ట్ చేసింది.
So anyway, so we'll end it here, and thank you very much. And
Dandavat pranam, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat obeisance.
హరే కృష్ణ ధన్యవాదాలు.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.